Attention burns brightest when misused. Chosen one, you've spent countless hours lifting others, guiding them and shielding them from their own mistakes. Yet, somewhere along the way, your energy began to fade, leaving you exhausted, unseen, and often unappreciated. I am Shi Hingyi, and today you will uncover a truth that few dare to speak aloud. Helping those unwilling to grow may be silently eroding the very strength you need to fulfill your own path. In this video, we will journey deep into the ancient principles of Shaolin wisdom and mindfulness, revealing the subtle traps that drain even the most disciplined warriors. You will learn why stepping back is not betrayal but mastery, why detachment can be more powerful than intervention, and how your energy is the most sacred currency you possess. Few know that in the Shaolin temples, monks were taught early to recognize the difference between genuine seekers and those bound by their own resistance. Those who ignored this lesson often found their own progress blocked, their potential diminished, while those who mastered the art of conscious awareness rose swiftly, guided by discipline, patience, and clarity of purpose. By watching till the end, you will gain the insight to discern where your efforts are truly valued, how to preserve your energy without guilt, and how to step fully into your power as a chosen one. This is the turning point, the moment to awaken to the responsibility you hold over your own life, not others. Welcome to Shaolin Soulfire, the place where ancient wisdom meets modern mastery. Subscribe now and prepare to reclaim your energy, sharpen your awareness, and step confidently into the life you were meant to lead. Energy is the thread that weaves your life together, unseen yet ever present, shaping every thought, every action, every breath. And in the Shaolin tradition, this energy, qi, is sacred, a force to be respected, nurtured, and carefully managed. Each of us carries it in finite measure, and yet too often it is poured into others without thought, scattered like water through open hands. Long ago, in the quiet halls of the Shaolin temple, I watched young monks who sought to aid everyone they encountered. Their hearts were noble, but their strength waned. Hands once steady trembled, eyes once clear clouded with fatigue. The masters would observe silently, teaching through example rather than words. Energy that is unguarded is easily lost, and even the most compassionate spirit can be undone by giving too freely. Disciplined management of qi is not merely physical, it is a practice of the mind, the will, and the spirit. Every choice, every act of assistance carries a cost. When you extend yourself to those who resist growth, your energy is drawn into a void, leaving you weakened, scattered, and vulnerable to distractions that derail your path. The Shaolin way is not cruelty nor coldness, it is precision. Protecting your energy is a sacred act, a necessary measure to ensure that your power remains intact for the work that only you are destined to accomplish. The masters call this conservation through awareness, a principle that honors both yourself and the greater purpose you serve. Through mindfulness and reflection, you learn to recognize where your energy is needed and where it will be wasted. In this discernment lies freedom, the freedom to act decisively, the freedom to rise above distraction, and the freedom to channel your qi toward mastery, growth, and destiny. Each act of preservation is a seed planted in strength, patience, and clarity, qualities that transform a mere life into a life of purpose. There's a quiet illusion that pulls at the heart, the belief that your presence alone can fix another's journey. In the temples, I have seen monks who clung to the struggles of those around them, convinced that their guidance would lift others from suffering. Yet over time, the same hands that reached outward grew weary, and the heart that sought to heal began to carry a weight not its own. Attachment is subtle, almost invisible. It whispers that your value is measured by the aid you provide, that your purpose is tied to the outcome of another's path. Codependency blooms in this soil, a silent entanglement where freedom slowly erodes. In trying to save someone from their own lessons, the master loses sight of his own. The student cannot grow without facing the fire that forges strength, and the teacher cannot rise while trapped in another's trial. Mindfulness offers a different way. It teaches to observe without grasping, to witness without interference, The path of awareness is not absence of care. It is the highest form of care. By watching clearly without clinging, energy is preserved, judgment fades, and wisdom deepens. You learn to recognize when action serves and when restraint becomes the greatest gift. Ancient masters spoke of rivers flowing around stones, neither stopping nor forcing their course. In life, attachment binds like the stone, halting the natural current. Releasing this need to rescue allows both the river and the stone to find their rightful place. Discipline of the mind, patience of the spirit, and clarity of observation become the tools of inner mastery. To let go is not weakness, it is strength honed by insight. By stepping back, one honors the natural rhythm of growth, yours and theirs, acknowledging that each journey is sacred and each struggle a teacher. In this balance, true freedom is found. Often, the struggles we are drawn to illuminate more about ourselves than about those we seek to help. In the quiet chambers of the temple, I have observed students tirelessly attempting to guide others, only to find the same challenges echoing in their own hearts. This is the mirror effect. What appears outside is a reflection of what remains unhealed within. Ancient Shaolin wisdom teaches that mastery begins inward. Before attempting to illuminate another's path, one must confront the shadows that dwell within. Every unacknowledged fear, every unresolved wound, every hidden desire has a way of projecting outward, creating situations where effort is misdirected. The energy spent on others often circles back, revealing unresolved threads that demand attention. Awareness of projection is a discipline cultivated through stillness, reflection, and rigorous honesty with oneself. Meditation and mindful observation are tools not just for peace, but for clarity, to see when the urge to intervene stems from genuine service and when it arises from the need to resolve one's own discomfort. The Shaolin masters emphasized that without this self-mastery, one's guidance can become a labyrinth, trapping both the giver and the receiver in cycles of confusion. The mirror effect reminds us that every connection carries a lesson. Some relationships exist not for the benefit of others, but to illuminate our own patterns, our unhealed corners, and our areas requiring discipline. By recognizing projection, effort is focused, energy preserved, and intentions aligned with the natural flow of growth. To move with this awareness is to walk the path of the warrior, not in battle with others, but in mastery of oneself. Every interaction becomes a reflection, every encounter a teacher, and every decision a conscious choice. Through this lens, compassion transforms from reactive action into deliberate, wise, and powerful engagement with the world. There is a quiet power in the word no, a strength often overlooked in the pursuit of kindness and duty. In the monasteries, young monks would struggle with this simple sound, fearing it might offend or disappoint. Yet the masters taught them that saying no is not a denial of care, but a practice of discipline, a tool to protect the mind, the heart, and the path of growth. Boundaries are the invisible walls that preserve clarity. Without them, energy leaks into endless obligations, distractions, and conflicts, leaving the spirit exhausted and the mind clouded. Every request met without discernment is an invitation to chaos, a subtle erosion of focus. Shaolin practice emphasizes that mastery begins with awareness of limits. By honoring them, one cultivates strength, presence, and the ability to act with precision when it truly matters. Saying no is a declaration of self-respect. It is a conscious choice to place one's attention where it has the greatest purpose. In mindfulness, this is not selfishness. It is awareness in action. Each refusal, when grounded in wisdom, becomes a step toward freedom, opening space for clarity, growth, and disciplined action. The monks observed this daily. Those who mastered the art of saying no moved with effortless focus, their energy intact, their purpose unshaken by the demands of others. This discipline extends beyond words. It is a state of being, a constant practice of observing one's energy, understanding what serves, and letting go of what does not. The courage to decline, to step back, to preserve one's strength, is the hallmark of the true practitioner. Every no aligns with the flow of life, directing energy toward mastery rather than distraction. In this balance, The mind is sharp, the heart steady, and the path forward illuminated with clarity. Silence holds a power often misunderstood. In the quiet courtyards of the temple, I have watched novices rush to fix every struggle they encounter, their hearts brimming with good intentions, yet their actions stirring turbulence rather than calm. The masters would simply observe, never rushing, never forcing, allowing events to unfold as they must. This is the art of observing without interference, a subtle practice that demands patience, clarity, and inner mastery. Mindfulness teaches that to witness fully is itself a form of service. It is an active presence, not a passive distance. By holding awareness without imposing will, one allows the natural course of growth to take place. Every challenge carries a lesson, every mistake a teacher. When intervention replaces observation, the lesson is diluted, the strength of the learner bypassed, and the energy of the observer scattered. There is a paradox here. Doing nothing can be more powerful than constant intervention. In the Shaolin way, restraint is a mark of discipline, a demonstration of understanding that the universe has its own rhythm. Forcing solutions, even with noble intent, often delays transformation, creating dependency rather than mastery. The student who rises alone learns resilience. The observer who steps back preserves clarity and energy for what truly requires action. To observe without interference is a practice of humility and insight. It calls for the mastery of ego, the patience to trust the process, and the courage to resist the urge to control outcomes. Energy is conserved, wisdom deepens, and the natural order unfolds unhindered. In this space of mindful witnessing, true strength emerges, not from action, but from the disciplined choice to allow life itself to teach, shape, and reveal its truths. Every action sends ripples across the unseen currents of life. In the quiet halls of the temple, monks learn early that even small gestures carry weight, shaping the future in ways both subtle and profound. This is the essence of karma, not as punishment or reward, but as the natural consequence of energy set into motion. Every choice, every effort, every intervention has its echo, and understanding this is the cornerstone of inner mastery. Over-helping, though born of compassion, often disturbs the natural balance. When one carries another's burden, the energy that should foster growth and responsibility is misdirected. Dependency forms quietly, like a vine wrapping around strength, stifling both the giver and the receiver. The more we attempt to shield others from their own lessons, the more the natural rhythm of life is disrupted, and the harder it becomes for true wisdom to emerge. Shaolin thought teaches that harmony arises when each individual confronts their own path. The masters spoke of rivers flowing in their course, unforced and unbroken, each obstacle shaping the current, each turn forging resilience. Intervening too often is like diverting the river. The water loses its strength, the lessons remain unlearned, and the energy of the entire system shifts out of alignment. Responsibility begins with awareness. To act consciously is to consider the consequences of one's energy, not only for oneself, but for the greater flow. Inner discipline allows for discernment when to extend help, when to hold back, and when to allow natural growth to unfold. By honoring this principle, one preserves personal energy, cultivates clarity of purpose, and supports the universal balance. In learning to release the need to rescue, the practitioner gains something far greater than control. Freedom to focus on one's own mastery, freedom to act with precision, and freedom to trust that the universe, in its perfect design, allows each soul to walk its path with integrity and strength. Every path is unique, carved by intention, discipline, and the silent guidance of the Spirit. Those who are chosen carry a calling that cannot be shared, diluted, or distracted by the needs of the unready. In the monastery, it was always clear. Each monk must tend to his own journey first, for only a mind and heart aligned in purpose can serve the greater flow without losing themselves. Energy is finite, like a river flowing through narrow channels. When it is poured into those who are not prepared to receive it, the current weakens, scattering focus and slowing progress. The Shaolin masters understood this deeply. To protect one's mission is not arrogance or abandonment, it is the discipline of prioritization, the courage to discern where effort will bear fruit, and the wisdom to recognize that not all are ready to be guided. Mastery demands vigilance. Each choice of where to place energy must be deliberate, measured, and conscious. Time spent rescuing or correcting another's path is time removed from cultivating your own strength, clarity, and skill. The highest practitioners learn that service begins with alignment. When your energy is intact, your focus sharp, and your purpose clear. Every action you take resonates with power and precision. There is a silent art in this protection, observing, deciding, and acting only where it aligns with the path you are destined to walk. The untrained may see restraint as coldness, yet the wise see it as preservation. Each refusal, each act of holding back is a commitment to the higher work, a safeguard for the mission entrusted to you. In honoring your path above distraction, you honor life itself. Every moment spent consciously directing energy toward your purpose strengthens the foundation of mastery. It is through this disciplined protection that a chosen one rises, unwavering, fully equipped to fulfill the destiny that calls quietly yet relentlessly from within. There is a subtle strength in letting go, a quiet power that the untrained often mistake for indifference. In the halls of the temple, monks are taught that attachment clouds perception and binds the spirit. True mastery, the elders would say, is not in controlling what unfolds around you, but in mastering what unfolds within. Detachment is not the absence of care or love. It is the presence of clarity, patience, and disciplined awareness. Time and again, I have seen those who clung too tightly to the growth of others stumble, their energy scattered, their minds restless. They carried burdens not theirs to bear. The Shaolin masters observed this and taught that the art of detachment preserves the flow of life. By releasing control over outcomes, one cultivates inner peace, allowing both the self and others to move in harmony with the natural rhythm of growth. Detachment requires mindfulness to observe fully, without judgment, to witness struggle without interference, and to understand that each lesson unfolds in its own time. When the heart lets go, the mind sharpens. Every action becomes intentional, every thought measured. The energy once consumed by worry or over-involvement returns to fuel clarity, focus, and presence. Releasing attachment is not a single act, but a continuous practice. Observe, release, continue forward, the rhythm of a life guided by awareness. Like a river flowing past rocks, energy remains in motion, unblocked by clinging or resistance. The path of detachment is subtle yet profound. It frees the spirit, strengthens discipline, and deepens wisdom. In this space, love is not diminished, it is refined. One learns to care without controlling, to serve without sacrificing the self, and to act with precision born from insight rather than compulsion. Detachment, when understood, becomes not loss but liberation, a key principle of mastery that sustains both the seeker and those around them. There comes a moment when the path ahead demands clarity, when the weight of indecision threatens to scatter both purpose and energy. This is that moment, a final awakening, a chance to see the truth without illusion. In the quiet of the temple, the masters would call this the turning point, the instant when a warrior must choose between distraction and discipline, between fleeting compassion and enduring strength. Continuing to aid those who resist their own growth is a subtle trap. Each effort misaligned with readiness is energy lost, focus diverted, and progress delayed. The monks learned early that wisdom often requires restraint. The river cannot be forced, the lesson cannot be given, and the spirit cannot be carried beyond its own capacity. Those who persist in rescuing the unwilling find themselves entangled in cycles that offer no transformation, only exhaustion. This is a call to decisive action. The path of mastery is carved not by endless giving, but by mindful allocation of energy. Observe where your efforts are honored, where guidance can meet readiness, and where restraint preserves strength. Conserve your energy as the most precious resource, and allow it to flow toward your own growth, clarity, and purpose. The final awakening asks for courage. The courage to step back, to release attachment, and to honor your unique calling. It is not a withdrawal from compassion, but a disciplined recognition of what truly serves the self and the greater flow. The path of self-mastery demands that every choice be intentional, every moment of effort aligned with purpose, and every step forward measured against the greater journey of your life. Reflect deeply, act decisively, and claim your strength. The lessons of restraint, focus, and discernment are not punishment. They are the keys to freedom. This is the time to awaken fully, to honor your path, and to step forward with clarity, purpose, and unwavering discipline. The path of mastery begins with awareness, seeing clearly where your energy flows and understanding the subtle currents that shape your life. Discipline guides every action, helping you set boundaries that preserve strength and clarity. Detachment allows you to care deeply without clinging, while the mindful conservation of energy ensures that your power is directed toward growth, purpose, and fulfillment. Helping others is noble, but true wisdom lies in discernment. Only when guidance meets readiness does it create transformation. Otherwise, stepping back is not abandonment, it is an act of respect for both your path and theirs. By honoring this balance, you cultivate freedom, focus, and inner peace. Take these lessons into your daily life. Observe without losing yourself, act with intention, and let go of what no longer serves your journey. Remember, mastery begins with choosing yourself first, nurturing your strength, and aligning your energy with purpose. Thank you for joining this journey. If these insights resonate, subscribe to Shaolin Soulfire and continue walking the path of mindful strength and ancient wisdom with us.